It's a new day, it's time to stretch. The sun is shining, big day ahead. My feet are moving, I'm gonna dance and eat my breakfast. And now I'm clapping my hands. Come on, it's good morning time. 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 It's good morning time.
Good morning time. It's good morning time. It's good morning time. Hey. Yeah.
Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Hoblitzelle at home for another day. Actually, it is Wacky Wednesday today.
Check out the song.
I love it. We're so excited to see your socks in our Zoom rooms today.
I love a good wacky socks.
Today, we're back again for another day of Trek, an adventure in trust.
Yes.
So we're going to learn a little bit more about our friends in the Bible story coming up right now.
Yes.
Hello, Camp Hoblitzelle. It's Captain Bill, and as you can see, just chilling out in the pool with my favorite pineapple, SpongeBob. So, we're ready for another Bible adventure today, and we're going to keep talking about our friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Can you say those names with me? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And we learned about how they ended up in Babylon, and we learned a neat name called King Nebuchadnezzar. Can you do that with me? And you got to shake your head. King Nebuchadnezzar. And King Nebuchadnezzar, as we learned yesterday, did not worship God the same way that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were taught. So there was that golden idol that they were supposed to bow down and worship, but they refused. And now this is today's adventure. They have to go and tell King Nebuchadnezzar why they weren't doing that. So some of the men that were around King Nebuchadnezzar went and they got Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and they brought them before the king and said, "King, when you told everybody to bow down and worship the golden idol, these three men wouldn't do it." And King Nebuchadnezzar was mad. He was angry. He was furious that they had not bowed down and worshiped like he told them to do. But they told him that we can't do that we were taught differently, that we were taught that we were always to worship only God and nothing and no one else. And they looked at King Nebuchadnezzar, even though that all of this stuff was going on and that King Nebuchadnezzar could have them thrown in jail, that he could have hurt them, he could have even put them to death. They looked at him and said, "We can't do that. Our God is able to save us." Isn't that amazing? That in the middle of all this trouble, and all they would have had to do was bow down and do everything like everybody else was doing. That's all they had to do, and all the trouble went away. But instead, they stuck to what it was that they were taught about God. We will only worship God. And they told King Nebuchadnezzar, we will only worship God. Our God is able to save us. Really what they were saying is, King Nebuchadnezzar, you're not as big and you're not as powerful as our God. And that leads us to our bottom line for today, that we can trust God no matter what. Can you say that with me? We can trust God no matter what. No matter what situation you find yourself in, no matter where you find yourself, sometimes the easier road is just to do what everybody else is doing. But when we trust God and what we have been taught about God, He will do great things with us and through us. So I hope that you can do that this week. And let's say King Nebuchadnezzar, just because it's so much fun, one more time. And remember, you got to shake your head. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. King Nebuchadnezzar. That's a lot of fun. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the Bible adventure today, and we will check you guys out tomorrow as we continue through the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Until then, you guys have a good day. See you tomorrow.
Welcome back. We had such a great time learning more about our friends in our Bible story today.
You know what gets me really excited about the Bible story, though, is that it leads us into our bottom line for today. And so we are going to break to our bottom line, so we'll see you in a bit.
You could trust God no matter what.
Thanks, Ariel. You did such a good job with
she
our
did
bottom
such a
line
good
today.
job.
Another way that we're trying to remember our stories is through our memory verse, and our
Yes.
counselors are going to help us out with that right now.
Yes.
Trust in the Lord.
With all your heart.
Do not depend.
On your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5.
Awesome.
That was a really good job,
Yes.
guys. How about we're going to do
Let's
it
do it
all
together.
together?
Yes.
Trust
in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5.
Thanks for sharing. That was a really
Yeah.
good job. And we can't wait to learn a little bit more about our Bible story in our bunk rooms later on. But right now, we're going to pause while we say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's good morning time. It's good morning time. It's
We had a great time yesterday in our captivity,
Yes, we did.
where
We
we
did.
had our special guest, Miss Michelle, join us and teach us a little bit about first aid and looking after ourselves. And in the Texas heat, where we have to remember to hydrate, I think we're going to learn a little bit more about water today.
That does remind me about what we're doing in our activities today. We're talking about the weather cycle with Miss Jasonica.
What?
So make sure you have your stuff from your activity crate, and we will see you there.
You're gonna learn today.
Bye.